Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 7 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone had a great weekend, safe weekend. And let's make it a great week, folks. In fact, we're going to be kicking into May. We'll make it a great month. Let's take a look at one of our four agreements. Learn to ask questions. It is always better to ask questions than to make an assumption. Have the courage to ask questions until you are as clear as you can be. Once you hear the answer to the question, you won't have to make the assumption. Because why? Because you're going to know the truth. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials down 14, NASDAQ off 22, S&P's off 5.5. Gold contract up $1.20, trading at $1,666 an ounce. Silver up 36 cents at $30.98 an ounce. Platinum down 5 at $1,567 an ounce. Copper up 2 pennies at $3.83 a pound. The light sweet crude just won't leave that 104 level, folks. 104.80, 105 a barrel. Bonds down 1 tick, trading at 142.22. Bond market is building cars to get into that 144. That's the 30-year note we're talking about here. 30-year bond, rather. Dollar index up 10 ticks at 78.86. So what the dollar had done last week came right into the day of strength, rejected that with lighter volume. We'll see whether we can get any traction this week on the way up. Euro down 18 ticks at 132.37, and the yen was down 43, trading at 79.84. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? We really got a flat market. You're down 5, but it's a flat market, folks. We are at 1397.91. We did 800 million shares. It's going to need more volume to get to lower price. So that is slightly higher than when we went up, but bottom line, it needs more to get downtown. Dow Industrials. We look at the Dow, same setup in the Dow. What you have with the Dow is this. Dow, flat market, down 14. Bottom line, same setup there. NASDAQ Composite. Now, what you have with the Composite is this. Composite also going to need more volume. Composite is at 3,046. Now, what the 3,046 has done, however, is this. The Composite, we did 1.6 billion versus 1.8. The Composite is back in the lower range again. And, of course, what that's all about is Apple. When markets going up, well, when Apple's going up, NASDAQ wants to go up. Apple gave up $19 today. You're at 583. Apple's into that gap. And that gap, folks, this gap, in fact, is getting filled very quickly. Apple had gapped away with their earnings last week. Apple had closed at 560, gapped to 618, and 4 days later, we're at 583, and it's going to make its way down to this 555. And we'll see if it has enough volume to break that level. It's 38 million at that level. And, of course, where Apple goes, now the NDX is going to go and the Composite's going to go. We go to the NDX for a second, the 3Qs. 3Qs back down, 38 million shares. That's not a huge amount of shares. That also is in the lower range, but it is going to need heavier volume to get to lower price. Now, you want to see something that's really wild is this. Let's go over to Coca-Cola first. Coca-Cola today is trading at 76.32. Intraday, what you had is this. Coca-Cola went from a price spread of 75.93 to 76.90. Not the end of the world, right? But check this out. MNST. So you had a rumor in the middle of the day that Coca-Cola wants to take over Monster.com. Well, check this out. This is about as intense as you get, folks. Monster.com, so let's see exactly what time we're talking here. Okay, so noontime. Yeah, 11:40 to be exact. What ends up happening, Monster.com goes from $68 up to $83, and then does what? Messes around from 83. That's right, not Monster.com. Thank you. This is MNST. It's Monster Beverage. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. So anyway, bottom line goes up to 83.96, comes back down to 71, and in the last 10 minutes of the day, Coca-Cola comes out and says they are, let's see, what exactly did they say? because I want to show you something here with Monster.com. This is pretty cool, actually. So let's go back and look at this and see what Coca-Cola says. Coca-Cola said to discuss, okay, here you go. So at 15:52, with 8 minutes left in the market, and that's where we got Coca-Cola said to discuss Monster partnership, not a takeover. So that is what they're saying. Now, let's go take a look at the equity. Okay, so now what you have is this. Inside MNST, you have a high volume high, which bottom line, high volume high is going to get tested. Now, let's bring this back and see how this shakes out. This is always wild when this happens. Okay, so I'm going to put this on a weekly. So we're at 65 right now. If this baby ever could get back, I can't picture the 46, but you know what, folks? If this thing got back to $46 in the next couple of months, you want to be all over it, because there's a huge amount of support at that 46 level. Now what you have is a high volume high at 83, and you know, Coca-Cola is saying one thing. The Wall Street Journal is saying something else. I suspect for right now it'll calm down. And when it calms down, the bottom line, if you can get that type of pullback, you want to be all over it. Let's go take a look at the gold market. What we have with the gold market out here today is this. Gold rejected 1645. We got down to 1645. You did 108,000 contracts, and that basically is saying that, okay, gold's going to go make another run for 1681. We go look at the XAU, Philadelphia Gold and Silver Exchange. That also rejected lower price. So it's going to get interesting to see how these set up in the next few days. The reason being is that they are still out. Well, they're in the lower trading range, and of course, they've been going down for over 6 months straight, and it's still in the lower range. We go take a look at some of the high volume stocks out here, even though we didn't have any high volume, but these are the highest volume in the S&P here today. This is what you had. We had Microsoft was up 4 cents. Bank of America was back 14. Marvell was up 24. You had Chesapeake Energy up 72. Sunoco is a takeover. That was up 8.38, trading out at 49.29. Apple, of course, got taken to the cleaners. That was down 18.76 at 5.84. Expedia up 2.32, trading out at 42.62. King Dollar. Let's go over and take a look at King Dollar. What we had with King Dollar is this. Last week, King Dollar had got down into 78.72. Today we go to 78.68. We close out at 78.87. The low of what King Dollar is doing is going into April 3rd. Still doing it with lighter volume. What's also on the other side, meaning on the left-hand side, is February 29th. Both February 29th, the dollar had a sign of strength, and April 3rd. We'll see whether it can get out of here. Bottom line is that it's having a tough time getting off of these lows. 877-927-6648. We had Big Blue is up 27 cents. You had Boeing down 47. Caterpillar, that's having a tough time. We'll come back to that in a second. Caterpillar was off 147 today. Walmart was down 12 cents. RIM was up 25. Amazon was up 505. Let's go over to Amazon right now because, of course, Amazon, folks, has the gap like Apple has, okay? And, you know, Amazon was up another $5 today. If you want to be all over Amazon, just have patience. Wait for that gap. That gap, folks, is at 193. You know, might very well take a few months, but bottom line, we'll wait that baby out. We go over and we take a look at Caterpillar. What do we have at the Caterpillar right now? She is coming. She was down $1.79 today. She's going to go after the last swing low that was out there, which is 99.80. You get volume more than 9 million shares. That's a big ABC structure on the way down. It's Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.